Hey guys, welcome back to Young and Unscripted. This week I'm back with another episode where we dive into your dilemmas and just see what's been going on. But how are we all feeling, guys? It's coming to the end of the year. I'm ready for the new year. I don't know how you guys feel about New Year, but I personally love it. I feel like I know people always say you can start a new year anytime, but it kind of does give me that sense of like, oh, fresh start. And like, it kind of makes me relock in and refocus on my goals and what I want to achieve. Not that things should be measured in years, but I don't know. I feel like that positivity, it does get me in the right mindset. Yeah, so I'm kind of like getting ready for all of that, thinking about what I want to achieve next year, what I've achieved this year. Sometimes it's not what you expect, but like you learn so much, and I feel like that's what this year has been for me. But let's dive in. Let's stop yapping and let's dive in. I don't know how to rest without feeling guilty. I feel like we already know what I'm going to say. Every time I try to take a break, I feel like I'm falling behind, even socially. How do you rest without guilt in your 20s? I was someone who would like, never, if I had a sick day, I would still go about all my life as usual, would never rest. Until I realized, okay, I don't actually think this is benefiting me. There's actually a point this year where I kind of burnt out because I was stretching myself too much between like work and chasing my goals and socially, and it was just a lot. When I took that back and made more time for rest, it changed my life. The way I would stop feeling guilty about it is by realizing that it actually benefits you more. When you spread yourself too thinly, sometimes you're not even doing things that well. To rather than seeing it as like, okay, this is my 20s, I need to hustle, which of course is true, but rather than seeing it as like, oh, it's just me being lazy. And if you think, okay, this is actually going to help me be more efficient, have more quality in my work, have more stamina, you can look at it in a positive way and think, okay, this is actually helping me in the long run. And everybody needs it. Me personally, I need that. I need good sleep. I need days where I can go to the gym, where I can take care of myself. We are our best asset, you're your most valuable thing. And it's the thing that you're going to be with your entire life. It's you. So you need to take care of yourself and take that rest. There's nothing wrong with it. I actually just think it's more beneficial. It's not a hindrance in any single way. So that's how I would stop feeling guilty. It also takes a lot of reprogramming because I think we are such a society which is like go, 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 go. It's not easy. I was like the complete opposite. I just didn't even see rest as a thing. But once you implement it and you see its benefits, I think then you start to like, you feel less guilty and you see how powerful rest is. So, yeah, those are my thoughts. I feel like I'm always saying I'm the biggest advocate for rest. I still need to take it on board myself, to be honest, because I'm still not there. I still struggle to be like, oh, wait, actually, I'm feeling a bit like there's a million things going on. Let's take a day out. But I'm getting there. I even booked myself a facial because I was like, actually, I should treat myself and spend that day just to myself. I would have never done something like that previously. I would have thought, oh, it's just me. I don't need it. I don't need those type of things. But no, I'm like, why not? Okay, I'm scared I peaked in school. I was that girl in school, opportunities, attention, direction. Now I feel like everyone's overtaken me. How do I deal with the fear that my best days already happened? Okay, I would say, first of all, stop comparing yourself to one, other people, two, past versions of yourself, because I've done that. I've been like, oh wait, I feel like I was more talented when I was younger, or I feel like I had this when I was younger. We tend to romanticize things and we're like, oh, a year ago I was like better at doing this, or I had more going for me. Because especially life in your 20s, it can feel disorientating and you can feel like, oh my gosh, I feel like I made so much progress in that year, but how about this year? What have I done? When I start going down that rabbit hole, I think one, we romanticize the past, and probably in those times, we were thinking, oh, I was better then, or in the future, I'll be better. So it's important to just be present. Second of all, we can't go back in the past. The past is done, it's gone. There's nothing we can do to go back there. So all we can do is look forward. What do I need now that can improve this so that I have more direction and what else did you say? Um, and opportunities. How can I improve myself moving forward? That's what I do because I'm like, well, we can't go back, and dwelling on the past is nothing. Being present is the most valuable thing. So, number one, stop romanticizing. And number two, just see what's happening going forward. Also, I feel like being in your 20s, things can get like sometimes complicated and like life happens. So, if you do feel like a lot's happening or you feel a bit overwhelmed, it's very normal, and don't beat yourself up about this and be like, oh my gosh, I've lost it. Like my life's going nowhere. Just think, okay, it is a lot and I'm experiencing new things and I'm figuring it out and I will come out the other side and I will gain my sense of direction again because I've seen it in everybody. I've seen it in myself. I've seen it in my friends. I've seen everyone feel like, oh my gosh, oh, they've just been like, life's a mess. And then they've always come out the other end and found something new and learned lessons. Also, stop comparing yourself to other people because I think everyone has a different timeline. You may have been in the same cohort at school. So I think during school times, you're very used to everyone being on the same timeline. And everybody leaves school and everybody has a different trajectory. For instance, my path is probably so different to a lot of people from my school, but you just have to think, okay, we all left school and we all went our different ways and we're going to have different timelines. So maybe somebody's buying a house and I'm not there yet. But that's fine because I'm not living their life, I'm living mine. So I think just let go of that fear of like, oh my gosh, um, they're doing this and I'm only here because it's like if you were meant to be established already, you would be. If you're focused on what you want to do and focused on your goals and like creating the best life for yourself, or even if you're just like enjoying life right now and being present in spending time with your friends, if you're traveling across the world, that is what is meant for you in that moment. You're meant to learn so much from that. So don't rush the process because it's your life and it's your timeline. So there's no rush. We don't want to be so worried about other people that our life skips us by. And I also feel like one thing that helps me with all of these things that I will continue to probably repeat is just realizing dwelling on this kind of stuff doesn't really get you anywhere. Something positive never comes from it. I think that helped me have a wake up call and say, okay, none of this overthinking benefits me. Okay, it's probably bound to happen, but when it happens in my head, just dismiss it because it's not gonna make me then progress in life and have everything established, is it? We can have a driving factor and a motivation of like, okay, no, I really want to create this life for myself. Maybe this year I didn't achieve what I wanted to achieve, but just more think, okay, how am I going to put things in place so that next year I do? But I feel like we can all be so stressed about just like where we are. I'm literally the biggest culprit for this. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm 21. What am I doing? And I'm like, people are like, oh, you're so young, and I'm like, no, but I think in this day and age we are used to seeing people do incredible things so young, so we can feel like we're behind. But again, that is like a highlight reel, and your time will come. Okay, I don't know if I actually want my dream anymore. I think I might have outgrown the dream I've been chasing since I was a teenager, but everyone knows me for that dream. How do you let go of an identity you've been carrying for years? I understand that. I think your dream has become so much of your identity, and now you're thinking, okay, I'm just doing this because I'm in the motions, but do I actually want to do this? One, I would say maybe just take a step back and take a few months out where you can just have a bit of time of reflection. Do I want to do this? Because I think, I don't know what your dream is, but I think if you spend a couple of weeks not doing it, if you miss it and you want to get back to it, maybe that means that you were just like, you know, we can all get burnt out with everything that we're doing, as I was saying earlier. Maybe you just needed a little bit of a break and you're ready to go back to it and the passion is still there. But if you take those couple of weeks and you're like, oh, I actually don't know if I want this anymore, and it was my childhood dream, but I've matured and I've grown and it's not my dream anymore, and you've really thought about it and it doesn't feel right for you, that's okay. I think you can also try other things. Try and find out what you enjoy. That's a lot of what our 20s is about. You don't have to be pigeonholed into one thing. My mum, shout out to my mum, she was doing like a lot of teaching and drama teaching throughout her whole life. And then at the age of 56, she was like, "Oh, I actually really love skincare. It's been a big passion of hers." And so she did a course, and now she has her own facial therapy place. She's also doing like teaching as well because that's still like a passion of hers. But she taught me you're never too old or it's never too late to find another passion and start up and try something new. And my mum is my biggest role model for that. So I thought, okay, I really do love acting and I'm still 100% on that train. But if something else does pop up and I love that, there is nothing wrong with trying that and finding what joy I get from that. We really don't need to um force ourselves to do something if the passion isn't there. I think there is a sense of sometimes we do need to be disciplined even when things get hard. So we can't just be like, oh, it gets hard, I don't want to do it anymore, let me try something else. But if like you've really, you are trying hard and you just really it's you just feel in your gut it's not for you anymore, and you're not just doing that out of fear of not making it, then yeah, just take some time out, try some other stuff. There's no pressure. We're in no rush. We have got time. I feel like I keep emphasizing as long as you're genuinely sure, because I know sometimes if things get harder and like you're having a bad day, I can just be like, I can't do this anymore. And then I'm like, okay, I don't actually think it's my gut. I just think it's probably just, fear. And then I'm like, okay, well, I won't let fear stop me from my dream. But if it was genuine, like, I don't like this and this is not me anymore, then that's okay, you know? So try some other things. And also, people are not as judgmental and sometimes as interested as we think. As in, like, we think, oh, that's me, that's my identity. Everyone's going to be like, oh my gosh, what? But I think we care the most probably about our dreams and where we're going more than most anybody else around us. It's our lives. So then I don't think people are going to be so offended if you're like, oh, look, guys, I don't want to do this anymore. They're not going to be like, no, you can't. Like, obviously, they might just be like, oh, like, I didn't, like, they don't expect it. But it will be a fleeting moment and they'll get used to like a new version of you and a new version of like what you want to do. They can't expect you to be the same person you were when you were like 6 years old. We all grow and evolve and see the world and learn different things and sometimes take on new passions and fall in love with things and fall out of love with things. And I just think that's so beautiful in life and we don't need to stress about it. So that will be all for today's episode of Young and Unscripted. Thank you guys so much for watching and let me know what you'd like to see more of. I love you guys.